natin para doon sa building. Nandun pa sa storage area, doon sa building. Do you start depreciating or not? Katulad ng aircon, you don't depreciate.
Oh.
Any other answers?
Wala pa siya nagamit daw. Tapos sa storage area. Paano?
Wala pa na po.
So, hindi natin i-depreciate pa.
Wala pa, ma'am. Hindi pa.
The answer is, we will start depreciating. Because although it was not in the exact location where it should be, available for use na siya. It doesn't have to be nandun na talaga sa location na yun. Kasi you have to use your common sense. You can just be your guide. Don't take it as
Nabalit na siya. Nakalang sa storage
but
area.
that's your guide. Available for use. TV, aircon, different. Why? May installation required for the
Aircon.
Aircon.
Ah, okay.
While the TV is plug and play.
Ay, lang.
Paano kung mga pag-electric yung TV? Parang mali talaga. Yung yung item.
Para doon lang sa building na yun. Yeah, it doesn't matter kung para doon lang yun o ano. What we're saying here, that it has to be in the location and condition necessary. Yung location, it is a guide. But it is not to the dot na kailangan na doon na yun sa base lang na yun. But it is available for use. You depreciate. Imagine, buying that TV, 10 years na, hindi pa nagawa yung building kasi nako. So basically, after 10 years, full pa rin yung amount ng TV mo? No. You depreciate it. Okay? So, we really have to use our common sense for this. It's about, what do you call this? Substance over form. Okay? Practice professional judgment. Okay? Sige. Okay. So, first step. Technical na to ha. Ito na yung paano tayo magre-report since alam na natin yung kailan start yung depreciation, kailan ang useful life, ilan ang useful life, ano yung isasama sa cost. Now is the time that we can record it. So, step 1. Create the new asset record in asset record setup. When we say fixed asset register, we are talking about the same thing. We go to asset record setup in Sunplus. Okay? Asset record setup. Then when you click that, you will be brought to this form. This is the fixed asset records form. You will assign an asset code to your newly purchased asset or newly capitalized asset. What will be your coding? What is the prefix for land improvement? Raise your hands. Raise your hands.
Prefix
What
daw.
is the prefix for land improvement?
Raise your hand.
Wrong. Sir.
Prefix lang.
For land improvement.
Raise your
Raise
hand.
your hands. I.
Ay, land improvement.
Raise your hands. Even if you get it wrong, at least you have a chance to get it right.
Wow, congrats.
Okay. So, land improvements. Ay. Tignan natin tong coding natin. L is for land. Okay? L is for land. I for land improvements.
Yes.
B, buildings and schools and buildings improvement. There. R for residences. Anong difference ng buildings and fixtures sa residences? Parehas lang yung buildings. But some organizations, they really want to categorize yung residences lang na hindi ginagamit for office operation. E for furnishings and equipment. V for vehicles. Z for church and school properties. O other non-assets. Okay. L, this is 0001, not 0001. May nakikita kami nag-set up ng 0001. Nagtataka sila, bakit yung L0001 nandun sa dulo ng listahan? Kasi yung una niya yung mga numeric, 0. So, make sure you put 0 there. And then the next code will be L0002, sequence. Okay? So, take note, ito lang yung mga prefix na pick up ng fixed access report natin. Yes, it will not be considered. So, don't go making up your own coding. Okay. So, now that you know your asset, what you will do is, you will get the last sequence of that particular class so that you know the next number. Okay? So, we found that E0009 was the last asset that was created. So, we will create E0010 as the next one. And then we will input the lookup code, the description, the method. Usually, we are just using the straight line method for depreciation here in the Philippines in our organizations. We will put the start period, 01 for the period, 15 for the year. So this is 2015. Base percentage. This is the percentage or the rate of the depreciation annually. So ang computation niya ay 100, which is a whole number na 100 divided by the life of the asset. So if you have an asset that is having 5-year life, that's 100 divided by 5, you will put here 20, not 0.20. Okay? Whole number tayo, 100 divided by 5 is 20.
1 plus 2.
And then if you put a base percentage, you don't have to put an end period. Okay? If you choose either one. But if you want to put the base percentage, be consistent. Always put base percentage sa lahat ng asset na isa-set up mo. And then you want to put your currency code, which is H1. Here, count the balances. You don't enter this manually here. Okay? This is populated when you do a ledger entry. Pag nag-post na kayo. This is simply creating the details for the assets. Sineset up lang natin ang details. Wala pa tayong entry. So, what else can you see here? We have depreciation accounts with the balance sheet and profit and loss. Bakit kaya may depreciation accounts ito? The system will use this when it posts the depreciation. The system is going to post the depreciation for you. Paano mag-post ng depreciation? Ano di-debit?
Expense.
Depreciation expense, i-credit ang accumulated depreciation. So the balance sheet here is your accumulated depreciation account. The profit and loss here is your depreciation expense account. Every class of the asset, equipment, non-improvement, building, they have corresponding depreciation expense and accumulated depreciation accounts. So let me show you what they are. Here, land, we don't depreciate, so wala tayong accounts dyan. For non-improvements, the gross amount is 202. That's the gross value. The digits is the same. And then depreciation expense account starts with 9 because 9 is expense. So you will see 2, that is an asset account. Again, 2, asset account because this is a contra asset account. Okay, so you will see there's a trend here. Kung building 20320, again, accumulated depreciation account. Lahat ng 903, lahat depreciation expense. Dito na lang tayo sa last 3 digits to classify kung anong class ng asset. Okay. Step 2. So step 1, set up your asset code. Diba? Step 2, create asset posting presets. Okay, by the way, balik tayo dito sa form. When we set up, create the new asset record. Makikita nyo there's a function here, location, SBA organization and code. So these are codings that you can tag on your asset record. This will not be considered sa posting. Okay? Hindi ko talaga yung system pag-post siya. This is simply to categorize your asset code. This analysis code 1 to 10. This is not the same as your ledger analysis 1 to 10. Yung resource factorization, those are your ledger analysis 1 to 10. This is your fixed code, fixed assets code analysis. So different set of analysis code. But we are using the same function codes. Meaning, pwede natin siya i-assign to particular department if we want to. Just to know that they are the ones who are using this asset. But if you have assets that all the departments are sharing with, then we don't have to put anything there. Okay? You can also put allocation code. So it will help you, kunyari, administration, building, ano pa yung mga, yung iba, floor, by floor, yung location nila. So it's really up to the management how they want to tag their locations. So during implementation, we will ask them, do you want to categorize your assets based on locations? Then give us a list of locations, we will set it up. But you can also set this up in locations, some analysis code set up. Okay? So hindi lang
Nanood kaya lesson.
Also, those are these assets. SBA organizations. This one, sa SBA organizations, meron tayong churches, diba? Under SBA organizations. Minsan, yung mga assets na binibigay yung conference, and if they let the school or the church use it. So, nilalagay nila yung organization so they can identify na nandun pa ngayon sa organization na yun. So, it really helps give information regarding your asset. Pwede rin who, meaning if they are assigning that asset to a particular custodian or user, pwede nilang lagyan. Kunyari, laptop, naka-assign to only one accountant. Gawin nila yung code ng accountant ko yun. So, but this is optional, this area here. It's not mandatory. Okay, and as a default, active ang status ng asset natin. Okay, so you think you are familiar with this already? Okay na. So next step tayo, create asset posting presets. So once na okay na natin dito sa form, we go to this button. It says asset posting presets. When I click on that, it's going to bring me to this page. Okay? This page is where we will put the transaction analysis code para doon sa depreciation entries. Ano nga yung depreciation entry natin? Debit?
Expense.
Credit?
Accumulated.
Sa expense natin, ano ang mandatory? Fund? Function? Restriction? Resource. Ito siya. Because since the system is doing it automatically for you, you have to give the system the information kung ano ipopost niya every time mag-post siya ng depreciation. Fund 20, resource UFIN, function code SU in-house, restriction 0. Okay? And the factor is 1. Don't forget the factor, default value. Because the factor means that's 100% depreciation for this asset for this year. Okay. So the system will put this in automatically. Okay? You just have to click OK. O okay ka na lang dyan. Yan. And then, okay na. You don't have to put the Fund 20 doon sa accumulated depreciation side. Kasi ito na yung pinag ng system. So, kompleto na yung tagging natin. So, we click OK. That's the second step. Set up nila yung resource, fund, function, and restriction. Here's an additional feature, asset notes. If you click on that, you can enter different information. Depende kung ano kayo gusto yung information na store. You can have serial number, more restriction, may warranty pa yan, wala. Hindi mo ilalagay sa Excel spreadsheet. Nandito na lahat. Kailan yung re-purchase, may insurance pa yan, user details. Okay? So you can choose to have that. Okay. So, step 3 na tayo. Ano nga yung step 1? Create asset code, asset record. Step 2, asset posting preset. Step 3, post. Post na tayo. Manually post the journal entry to record the asset acquisition. And attach the asset code, hindi naman natin asset code, and the asset indicator. So, ang entry natin, we learned kanina, di ba, 4 lines yun. May 2 lines sa fund 10, may 2 lines sa fund 20. So, this is how it looks like. Debit, 205, the gross, ang value ng account, and then fund 20. And then we will attach the asset code, which is what we just created earlier. And the asset indicator is I for initial. Okay? Dahil this is newly purchased, initial value, I. The second line would be 997,110, transfer between funds. Same amount, naka-credit lang. And then, maka-attach yung UFIN, 20, consuming house, 0, in. Bakit in? The transfer was coming from UFNP going to UFIN. Okay? So this entry facilitates not only setting up your account in Fund 20, it also facilitates the transfer of the net balance to UFIN from UFNP, which is in Fund 10. Okay? So 997,110, debit, credit to your cash, 15, same period, Fund 10. So makikita nyo to, balanse dapat. So this should be balanse sa Fund 10, balanse ang Fund 20. Okay?
Okay na?
I heard a question. Pwede ba ito sa lecture before? Yes. Di ba nag-map tayo ng asset code and indicator earlier? So, that means pwede natin yan ipasok. Okay. So, what this does, this entry, okay, you go to ledger entry, okay? You know how to do this in ledger import, so let's go to ledger entry. Do not type JV, or if you have its assets, do not type. And then in line details, doon papasok yung mga details natin. Okay? Line details. But on the gross value account, yun yung itatag mo ng asset code. Okay? Then you go to the fixed assets tab. Dito siya. fixed assets tab. When you go to fixed assets tab, dyan mo i-attach ang asset code, the asset indicator initial, and the quantity line. Diba? Yung quantity natin, kapag sa ledger import, nakamark saan nyo na yung quantity doon sa ledger import natin? Ganito. Memo. Okay? Memo amount. Okay. So, alam na natin. Once na na-post natin to, click post. Assuming na nakompleto natin yung 4 lines. Then, what amount will show as the gross value doon sa fixed asset report. Okay? Meaning, hindi ka makakalagay ng value unless you post it with a correct asset code. If you attach here the wrong code, instead na E0003, gawin mo E0002. Pag hinana po dito, makikita mo yung 35,000 sa E0002. Yung siya papasok sa register. Pero, sa ledger, which is your 205-205 account, nandun siya. Kasi isa lang naman ang account natin. Iba lang ang asset code. So, naligaw lang siya ng asset code. So, what do you do kapag nangyari yun? And then, saan? O, sige.
Classify.
Anong gagawin para i-correct yun? Anong approach? Taas kamay.
Kay Sir Owen, maganda nga master ng expense o JB. Master mo man na. Mga man na, di ba? Kana. Ka-entry ano.
Kasi register.
Sir.
Accommodation. Ano yan, ma'am? Accommodation? Na ano? Classification entry. Oo nga. Hindi ko nabibigay sa'yo sa kanya galing ko.
Ihatag na lang, ihatag na lang.
Dati na lang na.
Reclassification entry. Okay? Hindi mo yan pwede na accommodation. Because we already talked about the accommodation. Ano lang
But
pwede? Ano yun? Yes, mga analysis codes, except fund, and
Unya ko na yung mga napit.
everything else, ano yung marker pa lang natin. So, hindi natin na-accountin ang asset code indicator sa account allocation. Why? Hindi ko nagsasabi, bakit hindi na lang pwede? Account allocation, ang hirap. Kasi, minsan ang gulo-gulo na lang yung records ko. That's because, attaching an asset code and an indicator has too big an implication on the depreciation calculation. So it should not be that easy to just check it every now and then in a calculation. Malaki ang implications niyan. It could affect even the previous years. So, talagang, if you want to correct it, you have to reclass it or you have to reverse it. How do you reclass it? If you debited this, okay, if you debited this, tapos you use the wrong code, you need to credit it. Credit it with the incorrect code, and then you debit the one with the correct code. Same indicator initial. That will correct it. Okay? Sige, let's move on. What if you attach wrong indicator? Instead na initial, D ang na-attach mo yung isa depreciation, what do you think will happen? What do you think will happen? You will find the 45,000 on this field. Dito siya pag-account. Depreciation value. Kahit na tama yung account, 205, 205. Pero pag in-extract mo ang register mo, dito siya papasok. Okay? So meaning your asset code and the indicator is bridging, reconciling your ledger to your register. Because iba ang table ng fixed asset register sa database. Hindi siya same sa ledger. Iba ang tables niya. So you can only synchronize it by putting the correct code and indicator. Okay? Yes, sir.
Pag marami yung bibilhin ma'am, sa quantity, lagay namin.
Okay.
Pero sa unit price or ano gagamitin namin ma'am, sa unit credit.
Okay. There are organizations na bumili namin more than one. Let's say, kanyari, sa mga tables na to, bumili sila ng 30 pieces na ito, and it's capitalizable. Okay, for some reason, it was approved that it should be capitalized. Should you put a quantity here, 30 pieces, and then the total amount here? The total amount here? Yes, you can do that. Third, you can also do it individually if you have the time to do it. Okay? But the quantity is really to cater to the bank. Never more than 20 and then, dapat, the only conditions to be met are, if you are going to go for the quantity here, it has to be the same model, same description, same life, same depreciation method, same lahat. Okay? Pwede yung kakaiba lang sila sa location. Hindi mo nasahin. Oo. So you put 30 quantity here.
Example, yung binili na asset is below sa expected na rate sa organization. Tapos multiply yung unit price mas above sa saan kami
Okay. That is for your finance committee to approve. Okay? I will not tell you what it is because it's not the same for everyone. Minsan, itong table na to, how much lang yan? Let's say 1.5. Diba? 1.5 lang. Eh, ang capitalization policy nyo dapat 5,000 pesos. Pag below 5,000, yung expense na. Paba 5,000, ika-capitalize. Eh, isa lang 1.5, hindi naman. But since you bought 30 pieces, okay, you bought 30 pieces, so medyo mataas yung price. It will be up to the finance committee to approve if it is to be capitalized as one whole, but with different quantities. Or you can ask them if it is to be expense. Refer to them, okay, for clarification. Okay? So, in case you want to go for a big quantity, 30 pieces, lagay mo yung total amount. Okay? 1.5 times 30. So, yun yung magiging amount mo. How about if you bought 5 laptops? Should you put 5 quantity here? Yes, okay. Even if it's the same model, same it would be better to set it
capitalization.
separately. Why? Because a laptop can really have a different
Okay, dito man to gikuha.
Pwede rin.
Sa ilahan man to.
And anyway, it's only 5 pieces. Kaya mo isa ka. Okay? Huwag ka na tamahin doon. Okay? So that when you depreciate it, when you dispose of it, mas madaling individualize. Okay, any other questions? Okay na tayo sa acquisition. Ano ba yung step 1? Create the asset whiteboard. Step 2, Post the journal entry, attach the asset code and indicator. Okay? So this is all you need to remember when you purchase an asset. Okay. Let's talk about the costs incurred subsequent to acquisition. So dito, subsequent expenditure ay after the initial recognition, pwede pa may madadagdag. Okay? Depende yan. Meron tayong additions, improvement, replacement, rearrangement, installation, repairs. So, accounting for this may differ from one another. Yung maintenance and repair, depende sa nature din ng repair yan. Pwedeng extraordinary, pwedeng ordinary. Okay? So, yung organizations or entities, they need to evaluate yung subsequent expenditure to determine whether it may be capitalized or expensed at the time incurred. Kayo, you already know. So, you can give guidance kasi it has to be approved pa din. Okay? Hindi lang kayo basta-basta nyo na lang i-record kasi you think it should be expensed or capitalized. You can give guidance to whoever needs to make the decision and have it approved. Okay? Cost incurred subsequent. When do we capitalize? When the useful life is extended. Also, when it enhances the value of the property and it is probable that future economic benefits associated with the item will flow to the entity. Okay? Again, basic principles yan. Let's talk about service and maintenance. An entity does not recognize in the carrying amount the cost of the day-to-day servicing. Day-to-day servicing, but this falls under repairs and maintenance, expense, mga day-to-day yan. Okay? Scenario 1. An organization maintains a motor vehicle fleet for delivering services to the public. So, marami silang mga vehicle. They're delivering services. The entity keeps the vehicles 3 years lang. And then, binibenta na nila. They sell it through a local auction house. Okay? Sinisell nila sa auction house. Yung value that they receive reflects the general market condition. Okay? Yung auction house, binabayaran sila na market run rate. Okay? At the time of the sale. Kung ano yung market price nung vehicle na gano'n, similar time. And yung kilometers. So, after purchasing a vehicle, nag-purchase itong organization ng vehicle, the organization decides to have a rust proofing. May rust proofing. Okay? Apply to the extent of to extend the life of the vehicle's body by several years. Okay? Ano ginawa nila? Bumili sila ng vehicle, tapos pina-rust proofing nila. Okay? Question. Can the rust proofing be capitalized? Can the rust proofing be capitalized? Yes or no? Raise your hands, yes.
No?
Raise your hands, no. Yes, ma'am. Okay.
Ayan.
Ma'am, bakit yes? Okay. It helps extend the life. No, bakit sir, no? Maintenance ng vehicle. Okay. The answer is no. So, no, hindi siya capitalizable. Although it extended the life, it will extend the life. It is not likely to provide the entity with future economic benefits. Why? Because rust-proof or not, the organization can only receive the money for the type of ticket. Okay? So there are two things you always need to reconcile. Okay? So that's the explanation for it. Okay, so that's clear. Next, a motor vehicle owned by an organization is receiving an 80,000 kilometer service. Ipapa-service na kasi nakareach na ng 80,000 ang vehicle. The service cost is $300 and the replacement of the vehicle's timing belt cost $500. Question, can the cost for service and the new timing belt be capitalized? Yes or no? Or expand? Any ideas?
Yes. Yes.
Yes for both the service and the timing belt? Or yes for service, no for timing belt, or no for both? Yes. Okay, timing belt is capitalized or not? Capitalized. And the cost is not capitalized. Okay, let's see. Okay, the 300 service cost cannot be capitalized. Why? Because servicing is part of the maintenance and repair. And then, itong timing belt, the organization needs to determine if this is a major cost for them or not. So it is not a major part and the cost is not substantial, it can be expense as well. Okay? But for example, the timing belt costs, mataas ang cost na, very material siya. They can add it to the cost pero hindi capitalize. Okay? Kasi papa-own na. Okay. So, to capitalize additional cost, same pa din. Kunyari, meron na tayong building, and then mag-a-add tayo ng annex. Yung annex, paano natin i-capitalize? We want you to create a new asset record. Okay? And not simply add it to the existing asset. Because, why? It will have a different life. Because, for example, if you have a building that's 50 years ang useful life niya, after 10 years, gumawa kayo ng annex. Yung annex na yun, would it have also a 50-year life? No, it would have only
25.
the remaining life of the main building, which is 40 years na lang. So, it would be better if you would create a new asset code. Okay, just so we can have a new record. And then what you would do is, if the main building is B0001, you will make the annex as B0001A.
1A.
The code.
1A.
So that it will appear next to each other. Magkatabi sila. Kahit na 10 years na ang nagpas since the original building. So most likely, nasa building 50 ka na yan or building 30 na. So, para ilalagay mo siya doon. Okay, ayan, 001. Okay, yun tayo yung asset code mo. Step 2, posting presets. Same process pa din. Then step 3, journal entry. Para lang ito dun sa additional, ha? Okay, so, okay na tayo. We all understand yung mga additional costs.
What if what if first floor lang, tapos enter ka, consider that as for
So this question falls under work in progress. If you have a building that's on first floor, you can only put up a second floor if there is a provision already for it, diba? Because if there has to be a building plan, if the foundations are good enough to support at least how many levels. So meaning, when you started building the first floor and you're already using it, it's still a work in progress. Okay? But you started using it already. Hindi ka pa makakapitalize kasi work in progress pa nung ginagawa. Okay? But we will talk about work in progress when we get to work in progress. But that's a very good question. But that is not an additional cost. Okay? That is still part of work in progress. Hindi makapitalizable mo. Okay, depreciation na tayo. Okay na tayo sa acquisition, purchase. You think you can manage it? I'll be sharing with you this slides. Okay, I already sent the previous slides to Sir Undong. I don't know if he has already distributed to you. Pero ano yung niya?
Okay.
Singilin nyo si Sir Undong.
Ito sa contact.
I don't have all the email addresses. Okay, let's go to depreciation. Asset depreciation calculation. So this is a different function. Okay? This function is really just for the depreciation. So you go to asset depreciation calculation, and then on the asset code, if you want to process all the asset codes all at once, leave it blank. Okay? Put the asset code if you want to be specific. You can put a range. Meaning, if you put here from I001 to I00, the last I that you have, then it will only depreciate those within that range. Okay? But normally, we would set this as blank kasi isang pasada na lang tayo. And then, analysis dimension and use, we're not using this. Analysis code, blank then. We're not depreciating based on analysis code. Depreciation period, this is important. This is the period of which, until this period lang ang calculation ng system. If, for example, in the case of non-managing, they have not posted any depreciation yet. We started this year February. They're already purchasing asset. Yet they have not started depreciating every year. Now it's already October. Meaning, if you put here October 10, 2024, the system will calculate depreciation kung kailan hindi pa nakapag-calculate until current year na gagawin na dito. Okay. Post-transactions, yes or no? Yes, kasi post ng system. No, if you only want a report. Hindi pa i-post ng system. You just want to review yung mga amounts, details, you can do so. Posting period. What's the difference between depreciation period and posting period? Depreciation period is in a format of the period, actual period. Posting period, we have two options, single or historic. This is an option of how you want the system to depreciate. If it is historic, on Mom Mary-Jane's case, the system will post from February every month. It will post until October. So it has the capability to back post to the previous months na hindi niya na-postan. Historic yan. So, kung ano yung amount for that particular period, yun yung doon na ipopost. While single, it summarizes all the depreciation for all the months involved and just posts it in one period, which is the current period will be Okay? Overall, same amount ang magiging total mo. nare-record. Ang implication niyan sa financial statement naman. Meaning, if you run your financial statement ng February, if you post on single, hindi na makikita sa February yun. Makikita na lang yan sa October na. Okay? But if you are having your financial statements approved every month, di ba? Napa-approve natin yan sa finance. Then, you better do historic. Okay? Historic is the way to go. Also, the danger of using single would be when the danger with being single is if those that was not depreciated, those previous years, have extended over an annual reporting year. Meaning, if you forgot, ma'am, to run depreciation until February next year, if you do single, kahit dun sa previous years na depreciation, mag-post mo sa sunod na year. So, lahat February 2025 mag-post mo. So, nawala yung para sa February sa 2024. Kasi, isang period niya ng most. So, that is dangerous kasi nga, yung audit is for every year, di ba? So, walang depreciation para dun sa period na yun. But if you are doing single, but you are religiously posting every month as single, okay lang. Kasi walang effect. Patas lang siya ng story. Kapag hindi ka nagsiskip ng depreciation. Yes, sir.
Kaya after month, hindi ko 6 months, depreciate ako na if example, hindi na ako na September, and the next month, mabalik ako na September.
You depreciated September already. The following month, when you are processing this, magkakulay mo September ulit. Don't worry. The system is bright enough to know kung kailan siya nag-calculate na. It will never post again or calculate again once it has posted to a certain period. So, kahit i-run mo yan ng ilang beses, if there's nothing to depreciate, you can't even run. Okay? So, you are sure.
Buti pa daw yung system, right?
By November. So, posting period mo, since done ka na lang previous month, even if you do historic or single, same lang ang effect niya. Kasi wala kang na-miss na previous. So, it only matters if may na-miss ka. Kapag single. Yes. You can go always single basta don't miss anything. Okay, so clear na lang sa atin, ha? Suppress transactions? Yes. Bakit isusuppress ang feelings? Isusuppress because you don't want a report that tells you lahat ng history ng asset na yun. You don't need to know lahat ng ginawa ng asset na yun. So you can just suppress it. Okay? Past is past. Hindi natin halumpatin yun. Okay? Suppress lang. Okay. Balance sheet and profit and loss. Hello? Okay. Balance sheet and profit and loss. Di ba kung na-encounter natin kanina nung nagsiset up tayo ng asset? So, we already did this individually for asset. So, this is really, we can just ignore this. When I say ignore, it's okay that we leave it as 209, 205. Kahit na the 205 is only for furnishing and equipment. Anyway, this is only a default kung wala tayong na-set up individually. Okay? But we are sure that we set up individually kasi mandatory yun eh. It will not allow us to create the one ganyan. So, can just disregard it. But you have to put something. Kasi hanapin yung system. Okay, consolidate profit and loss? No. So, okay lang. Naintindihan na natin this form. How to use it? Okay. Somebody asked, may manual ba tayo, ma'am? Sir, ikaw, sir, no? May manual ba tayo ng Sunplus, ma'am? Manual? Actually, you already have a manual in the system. Just click F1. Press F1. That is your help. That help, if you are on this section in the Sunplus, if you press F1, it should tell you what each item is for. It describes. So we don't have to give you a manual because it's right there at the tips of your fingers. So we just click F1. Go pa sa letter and then F1 ka and then you will see ano yung the system will explain. Okay? Ang hindi na ang mahihirapan lang tayo yung certain processes. Ano gusto mo? Okay. So, click OK here, and then print. Okay? When you click print there, the last thing you need to do is click OK. When you click this OK, it runs the calculation and posts the corresponding entries for all the asset pools that you have with the asset presets that you set up. Okay? It posts everything. Imagine if you have 1,000 assets. It's going to post 2,000 transaction lines. One for depreciation expense and one for accumulated depreciation. It does not compound the entry. Why? Because it is tagged per asset code. So that when you go back to your asset record, you can see that the depreciation, the depreciation amount will be updated individually also. The system will put the depreciation value and then yung net value i-compute na. Okay? Because pag nag-post ang system ng depreciation, accumulated depreciation, itatag niya yun ang asset code plus D na indicator. So, dito po yun. Okay, so it's highly automated. The system is very intelligent. Okay. Okay na tayo sa ano ha? Sa depreciation. So, you can manage it. Diba? One page lang. Select ka naman doon o anong option and then go na. Tapos na yung trabaho mo. The recognition, this process. We're going to have a hands-on ha pagkatapos nito. I want you to be creating your own assets, doing your entries, depreciating and discussing. So, here's what you can do. Disposal, step 1. So there are a few steps for disposal also. Step 1, identify the assets to be disposed by setting the asset status as ready for disposal in fixed asset setup. So punta tayo sa fixed asset setup. Ito. We click amend. Okay? Kung we were going to dispose the asset code E0006, amend. After clicking amend, we will set the status as ready for disposal. And then, we will put the disposal period kung kailan na period natin siya i-dispose. That is simply marking the disposal as ready to be disposed. And then, okay, para ma-save. Kung you click okay, ma-save na siya. Pero hindi pa siya exposed. Okay, information pa lang yan. The next step is process disposal using asset disposal function. So there's a special function just for the disposal. Asset disposal or SAD. Okay? Asset disposal form is looks similar to depreciation, diba? So you know here that the asset class will be not used. Asset class, hindi natin ginagamit. Asset code. So dito sa asset code, we can set up a range as well. Or you can leave it blank also. Or you can put the specific asset code. But even if you put here E0001 to E00010, it does not mean that all those assets will be disposed. Bakit? Kasi pinagbi siya ng mga asset will be disposed. So that is just to control kung ano yung magiging scope niya, kung saan siya titingin, but necessarily kung ano yung makikita niya. So, the dimension unused, analysis code, we're not using that. Disposal period. This is also a range, meaning you can put from one period to the next. Kung ano ang papasok sa range ng period mo dito that you indicated on your marked assets, yun only yung mga assets na ma-consider. So, if you have two assets that you mark with a disposal period that falls within this range of periods, those two will be considered. Okay? So, if you're only disposing one asset, then you can just do asset code, same asset code dito, and then disposal period, kung ito yung disposal period. Profit and loss disposal account. This is 977110. This is not a transfer account. The transfer account is 997. This is 977. Kasi this is the header for the profit and loss disposal account or the asset environment or disposal account. Diyan po pasok yung loss on disposal. Kailan tayo naka-loss on disposal?
Disposal?
Kailan daw nagkaka-loss disposal? Pag nasira na yung trust, char.
Okay. Meaning, if you have disposed of an asset that still has a net value, then that becomes your loss. Kasi hindi mo pa tapos i-allocate yung cost through depreciation, you have to dispose it. When you dispose it, pag nawala, pag nasira, pag nasunog, pag it's no longer being used, no longer in your premises. Okay? You have to dispose it. How about for the assets na fully depreciated na but you are still using it? Do you dispose it? Dispose yes or no?
Sa mga
Nasira na, pwede pang i-fix
Okay, how do you treat assets that are fully depreciated? Should you dispose them or not? With conviction. Answer with conviction. That means sa bahay. Yes or no? With explanation. No. Bakit, sir?
Pwede pa na mabenta.
Yes.
You don't dispose it. Why? 1 peso. Kung zero na yung value niya, kasi na-fully depreciate na nga.
May nang bibili ka naman sa dansya.
Pwede siya maging memory.
Ma'am, that's correct. So, even if an asset is fully depreciated, kahit wala yung piso, kahit zero yan, as long as you're still using it, getting use out of it, don't dispose it. Keep it in your books. Anyway, wala nang value yan, zero na lang yan. Pero Pero, dapat, you are still accountable for that asset. Nasa listing mo pa rin. Mag-trace pa din na nandito pa din yan. Okay? Huwag may dispose. You only dispose when it's broken, it's stolen.
Stolen or dead.
Hindi nyo na makita, wala na sa premises mo.
Lost.
Lost. Okay,
If it is
sira
lost,
na hindi na nagagamit.
if it is lost due to fortuitous events.
Okay. Post-transactions, yes. So, pwede rin itong no. Report lang din yung makikita mo. Remove asset details. Always no. Okay? Ang asset details natin, meaning, ito, pag nag-dispose tayo, tapos nilagay natin remove asset details, mawawala itong information natin dito. But if we select no, do not remove, ibig sabihin, nandito pa rin ang asset code natin, pero zero values na. Okay? And then it will be marked as disposed. Check na.
Ano po kapag na-remove yung asset, i-remove?
Okay. That's the danger of
Saying yes.
committing an error.
None.
Okay? That
There's
will be a
danger.
cardinal sin. When you do disposal on an asset that you do not mean to dispose, there are a lot of process, di ba, bago ka maka-dispose. Mark mo, set up mo, please don't make a mistake. Why? Once an asset is disposed of, kahit na hindi mo ni-remove, okay, kahit na nakino ka dyan, pero na-dispose mo, mahirap na i-reinstate ang asset. Okay? Hindi lang natin ma-reverse yun. Because when the system market as disposed, hindi na natin magagamit yung asset code na yun.
Okay. There's no chance anymore to reverse.
For disposal, the system will post it for you. And I'll show you kung ano yung propose niya. Because it's automated. Di ba? Ang hindi lang automatic dito yung acquisition entry. The rest, automated na. So, remove asset details, no. Disposal suspense account, 88581. That's just a clearing account na we're not using. Okay, and print. Okay? Tapos, finally, click OK here, and the system will post this for you. This will be your disposal entry. Suppose your asset was fully depreciated na when you decided to dispose it kasi nasira na. So the system will credit na. Di ba pag acquisition na credit yan? So i-credit niya na para mawala na yung amount. Credit 205, debit accumulated depreciation na same amount. So, kung sa traditional accounting, credit furnishings and equipment, debit accumulated depreciation, yun lang, dalawa lang. Kasi fully depreciated siya. But dito, the system will post one line per account. So, for the gross value, it posts the same amount as the contra account. And then, for the immediate depreciation, it posts another line. Okay? So, ang difference nito, wala. Mag-offset lang yan to zero. So, meaning, wala kang loss on disposal in total. Kasi, mag-offset lang siya. The problem here, you will only take note of this kapag hindi siya fully depreciated. Pag hindi fully depreciated ang asset like this, 2,200 ang gross value. Ang accumulated depreciation niya kalahati lang, 1,100. So, for this amount, 2,200, the system will debit 2,200. For the accumulated depreciation, the system will debit 1,100. Ano ang magiging balance nitong account na to? 1,1. So, meron kang debit ng 1,1 as the balance, running balance mo, expense account mo, which is what will appear on your statement, income statement. Okay? So that's how it is. The system will also post the corresponding asset code and indicator. So, siya na ang post na. You just need to understand the area. Okay? And when you post this, when you post the disposal, the system will give you a journalist name, just print it out. And then attach yung approval for disposal. Okay? It's the same sa depreciation. If you have 1,000 assets, then that means ang journalist mo, ilang pages din yan. Sobrang haba. You only print the first and the last page. Okay? Yun lang yung i-attach mo, i-file mo. You don't have to print the whole thing. Anyway, it's in the system. You only need to know the journal number. Okay? Sige. So, we're done with disposal. Once you've done disposal, if you go back on your asset register, nandyan pa din yung asset code mo. But it will be disposed with the disposal period. Ito yung period kung saan ipopost niya yung disposal. Actual period. So, that means that before you run disposal, make sure up to date yung depreciation ng asset. I-run mo muna yung depreciation for that month. Saka mo siya i-dispose para walang maitilaw na amount na.
In case po ba, nalipot ng asset details, ito na nawalan niya details niya, pwede ba para namin gamitin yung asset ko, same asset ko for another?
Yes, you can do that. But the problem there is, on your previous reports, when you run the FS, pag kinumpare yun to your new reports, yung asset code na yan, T006, are now referring to two very different assets. So, wala na siyang continuity. So, it would be best not to reconcile, even if na-remove mo na, not to recycle the asset code. Yung parang sa sequence mo, continuous sequence. Huwag na i-recycle ang asset code. Okay? Kasi may mga older records na tayo before, that was for that particular
Do not recycle.
Okay, good questions. So, what if my asset na nabenta? Na-dispose mo na. Okay? You dispose it. And then, you are disposing it because gusto na ibenta. Okay? So, when you sell an asset, you have to run disposal first para mawala sa system mo. Okay? So, additional step, meaning, first step still applies. Identify the asset to be disposed. Step 2, run asset disposal. Step 3, use ledger entry to manually post any sales proceeds. Okay? Sales proceeds. Kunyari, yung dispose natin na asset kanina, hindi siya na nasira. Yung may 1,100 pala net value. We just want to sell it. Okay? So, ang additional step, ledger entry, you want to sell it for 10,000. Ako na 10,000 na yan. So, debit cash, credit proceeds from the sale. Okay? Okay. And then, if it's fully depreciated, the proceeds in full. If it was not fully depreciated, meaning nagka-loss on disposal, pwede mo bang masabi na yung buong 10,000 na yun, bilhin mo Diba? Kasi ang transfer natin ay ang loss and disposal natin nasa accountability. So, you need to facilitate a transfer. And that will be reserved for a more advanced discussion. Okay? Sige. Now, let's talk about accounting for church and school properties. You are keeping church and school properties in the content, right? In the mission. Okay. So, these are excerpts from the SDE accounting manual.